Hi, welcome to School of Miracles. My name is Kelly Lorraine and I'm here with Miro. And today is Chakra Mondays. We're here to talk about all things chakras. Now, Miro, as per usual, the energy is always intense. What's going on right now? What should we be looking for this upcoming week?
Hi, Kelly. Hi, everybody. So this week we can definitely pay attention on this beautiful Venus in Libra. So our sacral chakra, second chakra, is basically being in a need of constant, productive love. That's something that we need to be paying attention on. And as well, because it's Libra season, so basically our second and third chakra is basically evolving, they're expanding, growing, but they're constantly in need. They're hungry for love, hungry for happiness and happy moments. As well, we have the issue right now as a trigger, but we mentioned that in Trigger Thursdays. Who didn't watch can go and watch that. And I will say my favorite sentence: please like, share, and subscribe. But we have a square between Mars and Mercury. So, as we know, Mercury is, thank God, ending in Monday, this retrograde, mood, how I say it. So he will be in square, Mercury will be in square with Mars till 13th of October. So our first chakra is being in a fight, literally, with our throat chakra, how we say it, how we speak it, and what's our base. So I think that now we are all, that's the reason why we are overthinking, why we are processing. So masculine energy, which is, Mars and first chakra, they are somehow basically like fighting who is sitting on the throne, who's right, who is this, who's that. But our feminine energy inside us, which is our Venus, of course, and our moon, they're basically like evolving, they're growing, coming together. So I think now that we are having us being divided between masculine and feminine energy, and we need, with our mind, with our sun, like, which is our ego, of course. Ego is good, but if we control ego, not ego control us. um Now we are deciding how to put everybody together in one room, our feminine energy, our masculine energy, and to see what is going to happen in the future. The reason why I mentioned the moon as well, the moon, of course, is our feminine chakra, but moon, we had the new moon in Libra, of course. In that day particular, we have the sun, the moon, and the Venus in one sign, and that's the reason why now feminine energies are in balance. So you know what you want in your life, you know what you want in your relationship, your marriage, or this or that, but yet don't allow your triggers or your mind to play tricks with you. But that's actually the subject for Trigger Thursdays, as I mentioned. So yes, there is intense aspects, and I think that everything is now as the communication, because the collective is being cleansed through our fifth chakra, which is Mercury. So that's the reason why we might feel a little bit sick in our Mercury, or to have a need to express ourselves in the moments where we just need to be quiet.
Is that also linked to Mars and Gemini? Because the talk about Mars and Gemini is that people are, sometimes saying things that they shouldn't. Is that also linked to what's going on astrologically?
Well, with Mars right now, Mars is in Gemini, and Mars is going to go retrograde really soon. I mean, when I say really soon, in next month. So with Mars retrograde, we are going to be, I think, approximately next month, when we have the solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse. I think it's on 25th of October. We are going to have, basically the triggers from that Mars. But Mars is, that's the basement that I mentioned, that it's a necessary thing for us to be cleansed, to be clean, we need to be in control of that Mars, because Mars is our battery. Mars is our action, how we do things in life, basically our action. So now that Mars needs to support Venus, because the first chakra, the second chakra needs always to be in balance, because that is earthly chakras. Actually, till third chakra, that's earthly plane. After that, we are going in an emotional plane, and from
Mm.
throat chakra, Jupiter and Saturn, we are going into a spiritual plane. So the thing with Mars, if Mars is not good, who cares if you have all six chakras in balance? They will not be in balance. Imagine that you want to go for a walk, you dress up, you want to go, I don't know, like hiking or whatever, but you are going barefoot, you don't have shoes.
Mhm.
So we need shoes. We need this, we need that. So we all need that kind of balance in our first chakra.
Okay, interesting. All right, well, let's grab some cards and kind of feel what's going out in our chakras. I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out this week because I think, we talked about this before in previous videos. It was almost like the lull before the shift. And I don't think we're in the lull anymore. I think we are in the shift. I think it's a lot of ripping off the band-aid and seeing sort of what's happening. We're finally starting to see things. Before we felt it. Now we're starting to see it align. So I'm very curious to see how that will reflect in our chakras.
We are right now in a moment, when it says like in progress, dot dot
Yeah.
dot.
Yes.
We are in
Downloading. Yeah.
downloading in
Yeah.
progress.
Yeah.
But this is more like uploading. We are uploading in progress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. So our Mars, our root. Wow, Miro. I couldn't have asked. Oh,
Wow.
could not have asked for better cards. And I'm looking at yours, and I know the world is completion of a cycle. And there we go. What did I just say? We are now going out of like that old cycle into the new. And I got the Angel de la Nuit card. And this is a special card in this deck that means it's a new dawn, it's a new day. Don't worry, everything is going to be okay. There's nothing to stress about, nothing
Well,
to
can
worry
I
about.
continue? If you already start to say the lyrics of the song, like continue, like it's a
Yeah.
new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, and I
Yeah.
feel good.
Yeah, 100%. And so that's a really beautiful combination, is to know that we are ending a cycle. I mean, the world card really essentially means congratulations. You've been through the hardest of journeys. You've been through it all. Now it's saying we're going to the next level. It's again, it's an upgrade, it's a leveling up. We have the knowledge that we just acquired throughout all those trials and tribulations, the good times and the bad. And now we're going to go to the next, and don't worry about it because it's all going to be okay.
The
So,
ascension of Mars. That's
yes.
what I'm hearing when I'm seeing these two cards. So Tarot de la Nuit and the World card. And to be honest, it's really hard where everybody's saying like, I love to meditate, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's okay. But do you think if we consider that we are all as a tree and you want to grow to be the biggest tree ever, did you ever imagine and be aware actually of the fact that the top of the tree is the equal as his roots?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to ground ourselves. Like we need grounding,
Yeah.
huge grounding. If you want to like develop maybe some kind of abilities to go and to astral projection, this, that, whatever, you need to be well aware of the grounding, the methods, the everything. If you want to download the happiness, download the love, the abundance in your life, whatever, it needs to go all the way down to your first chakra to transform that and then go to second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh chakra.
Yeah.
Basically, it's almost like roots. If there is a rain falling, so roots are absorbing that water. So it's the same like with this first chakra. So now it's time for first chakra to be, rejuvenated, to be, like. Basically fixed, prepared, painted, whatever that it's the thing that you're doing with your first chakra. But the main thing is ground yourself, be in nature, hug a tree, do whatever you want, take the black tourmaline or any kind of jasper, for example, stone that can ground you. That's actually a good thing. It's not about just, oh my God, I want to meditate, I want to go astral projection. You can't do it, you can't go it if you don't have the grounding abilities.
Awesome. Interesting. Well, that was our Mars, so we don't need to worry. Everything's going to be okay. Let's take a look at our Venus. So our sacral chakra, how we love, our value, our worthiness.
I have the Ace of Wands.
Beautiful. And I have the Two of Pentacles. This is the thing. You know what I envision when I see our two cards together? Like the Ace of Wands is a rod of fire, and I see light. You know, and I look at this card, and it's like she's saying, "Do I go to the light, or do I go backwards?" And I feel like because you have that Ace of Wands there, it's almost like a match has been lit, and we're like a moth to a flame. We're being drawn to something. That's kind of how I feel with this card.
And I feel I'm hearing the sentence like set into a stone, like because of this, like keyhole. So
Yes.
I think that, for example, we know that the Ace of Wands is the new beginnings, new energy, new spark in
Yep.
life, new everything. So this is yours. You don't need to doubt. You don't need to run away. You don't need to say, okay, what do I need to give you in order to have this new beginning? You
Mm-hmm.
don't need to do anything. The universe is providing for you the new beginning. The universe is giving you for free this new beginning. And I don't think that you need to doubt. I don't think that you need to think of balance, to even think of, am I going to have that spark, or am I going to, what am I going to do with it? Whatever. So we know that this is a spark, this is new beginning, new everything. You just need to follow that flow, follow the universe, how universe is, she's having even the same, the like the face, like looking towards
Meaningful.
something.
Yes.
She's not like the Ace of Swords looking, at front.
Right.
She's looking on the side, like over the shoulder or whatever.
Mhm.
So if she looking over the shoulder in past or in future, so I think this is actually the question for all of you. Your sacral chakra, actually, now you're being provided with energy. Now you're being provided with money, being provided with whatever. What are you doing with it? So that's the
100%.
question.
100%. But I also think that that means that the universe is sort of helping you lighten the load. Like you're being given experiences that are helping you shed, stuff that no longer serves you. Because the Two of Pentacles is, yes, finding some balance in your life. It's like saying you can't put 20% into five different things and expect 100%. We need to lighten the load, and we need to shed our skin essentially. And so I think that sort of Ace of Wands is saying, here you go. You're being sparked. We're going to push you forward and go towards the light. Go towards that spark. Let's see what else we need to know. We're going to look at our solar plexus.
Yes, our personal power. So let's see what is our ambition and what this sun in Libra is going to bring us.
Knew it. I knew it. And you and I have been talking about this. I mean, look, the Six of Pentacles is the equal giving and receiving.
And the Ten of Pentacles is wow.
Yeah, it's the fulfillment. It's the tangible fulfillment of having it all. When we find balance, we find everything. We find our fulfillment. And so this just means, look at her. Just sit confidently. Know that you've got this. Believe in yourself. That's half the battle, is believing in yourself.
And we know that the confidence is coming from our second chakra, from
Yeah.
sacral chakra, who is being supported with the first chakra with Mars. So with
Mhm.
all these three earthly realm cards, chakras, whatever, now we are going to have it all. We all need to know, for example, six of Pentacles, from my perspective, of course, that is equal giving and receiving, but the right timing.
Yes.
You know, it's on that card, everything is right. So you're trying to be the diplomat in life. You tried to fix this, fix that. Now it's not time to fix anything. Now it's time for you to lean back, to enjoy, to relax, and allow universe to take that burden over you, and just to provide you. And we talked about this in our Thursday triggers.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I call everybody to go and see that, because we talked about the acceptance of masculine, providing the feminine, feminine giving that, receiving that and providing back, and then the masculine becomes the receiver. So, that's a cycle that we need to complete, because after the 10 of Pentacles, we are again on the Ace of Pentacles.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's go take a look at our heart. What does our heart say?
Our chakra, our beautiful moon says,
I've got another spark. What do what you're
the
passionate
moon,
about. The moon says, yeah.
the
Yeah.
moon says, the moon.
It's interesting because the moon is obviously intuition. It's like, but I also want to remind people, don't worry. The moon can be a lot of worry, but at the same time, the moon can reveal things. And I think when I look at her, I see like she's under this light, under this moonlight almost, where it's like there's a spark here. This is about doing what you're passionate about. This is creativity. This is really trusting your heart and following your heart. This could be a new project that you want to do. This could be a job that you want to pursue. This could be something that really just sparks your soul. What is sparking your soul right now? And whatever that is, don't hold yourself back from it. Allow it to happen.
You know how, like, with this script that I made, like, it's called mapping and programming chakras, and people who order that for me, there is interesting thing where when I check their chakras after the 7 weeks, because that's a program of 7 weeks, that I'm not that I'm promoting now that, but just mentioning. So we are looking at chakras right now. And each chakra is having, for example, in first chakra, they're having the emperor. In second chakra, they're having the empress. In third chakra, they're having the sun, or they're having the moon. When we have the card that is the equal, actually on the right position on the chakra, the card that represents is the moon, who represents the heart chakra originally. That means that we are in balance. That means that we don't need to do anything. That means that this new moon in Libra that we have gave us the balance. Now we just need to understand it. But with understanding, we need Mercury to see, are we going to comprehend specific things about this heart. Of course, somebody will say, and yes, that's true as well. Moon represents secrets, represents fears, represents everything that is having the influence on our emotional level. But still, we can look at things from the bright side. Bright side of the moon. She's maybe one who is looking at the moon. Somebody will say, how is this a moon card? Maybe somebody will say that this is a moon card because this is the world, but look at the moon. Where is the moon over here? There isn't. But, as maybe the another angle, that's the reason why love me being Aquarius, but a different angle, maybe it's making your card the face of her, because from this angle over here, she's actually like illuminating, because maybe moon is over there.
Well, maybe this is about a spark of feminine energy. And we've talked about the rise of the divine feminine, and we are sparked now to be more in our feminine energy. And again, that's Libra season, right? That's Empress energy. It's beautiful.
Of course, buy something new to you. Buy yourself a dress or clothes or whatever, perfume. Like I will put my perfume when I need to film over here, because I love to enjoy in it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, let's see Mercury.
Oh, I'm so curious now. What is our throat chakra saying? Oh, the Tower. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Hangman. Yeah. But you know what's so interesting about this? And this is a symbol. When you look at it, it's like a butterfly. It's like a caterpillar that went into the cocoon and had to basically just completely transform and rebuild. And when we rebuild, we always say this, you're not starting at zero. You're starting with knowledge. You've got experience. And the Hangman is all about taking a break or a pause, having a change of perspective, having that enlightenment, because you can see that beautiful light that's around the head, of her in this picture. And here's the fire, here's the spark, here's the illumination of the Tower. And the Tower doesn't have to be burning everything to the ground. The Tower can simply just be a breakthrough. And when I see your card and this card, what it's telling me is that someone is simply having a breakthrough. That's all it is. It's a change in perspective. It doesn't have to mean your world is coming crashing down. It just means you're shifting, you're changing, you're transforming.
So the tower is not bad, of
No,
course, same as the Mercury retrograde is not bad.
no.
So this is maybe just breaking the old patterns that you don't use anymore, the old patterns that you don't need in your life anymore. Because who cares? Like if you're looking at this card like this, or if we change it, or if we do whatever we do, let's change the perspective. Let's see that sometimes something bad is leaning us towards something good. And I
Always.
think this is happening, that we don't need to, maybe now is the time for us to express ourselves, say how I feel. I feel happy and period. That's it. I don't want to allow bad weather, bad people, bad occasions, whatever that is. I don't want to allow anybody to have influence under me, because when you allow all those influence on you, you build up that tower that it was just a matter of time when it needed to be collapsed. So you can be the full version of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. All
I'm so
right.
passionate when I talk
Yeah,
about
I love
Mercury.
it. It's that moon in Scorpio you have. There's that passion.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see the Jupiter,
Yeah.
our third eye chakra.
Look at that, the star, Aquarius energy,
Oh, the tower.
the tower. But that's beautiful because we know that after the tower, you have the star and you got the healing. So after we've had this, you can see the progression, like after we've had the breakthrough, then we've got the healing here and the blessings that come in. And I wanted to add something to what you just said. There's an old Chinese proverb that I always think about. My mother used to tell me this story all the time as a child. You have to remember that good luck is bad luck and bad luck is good luck. There are going to be things in life that you're going to think to yourself, oh, this is the best luck ever. And then later on, you're like, oh, that wasn't so great. That didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out. Or something that's bad luck happens to you, and you're like, oh, this is pretty crappy. And then it turns out to be the best blessing you've ever had in your life. And you never know what's on the other side. You never know what's around the corner. Sometimes it's a matter of, let's say, okay, you left a job, or you're changing jobs, or you're going to a new workplace, and you say, but I don't want to leave my coworkers. I don't want to leave this. I love it. How do you know that you're not going to have even nicer coworkers, better working conditions? You don't know until you get there. That could turn out to be the best blessing you've ever had. So change doesn't have to be a bad thing.
That's the reason why I say breaking the patterns of
Yes.
behavior and
Yes.
of basically your life.
Yes.
So with this card now on my side over here, and Kelly is having that on Mercury on her side. So it means that the ascension of Mercury, Jupiter,
Mm-hmm.
and it's connecting with Saturn, of course, it is going to provide us, it is going to allow us the channel to download the energies. So let me just tell you, if you have a headache, if you have anything connected with headache, with your forehead, with your eyes or your ears, or the back of your head, that's okay. I'm not a doctor, obviously. I'm just saying, like, it's not alarm. If you're spiritual, that's a necessary download that you need. You remember that you just need to ground yourself. You can, stay like with your bare foot on the ground. You can place your hands on the ground. You can do whatever you want. Just grounded energy. Visualization is everything, and that's aqua that Kelly holds
Mm-hmm.
with the star card. Of course, the tower moment is the something as a portal, as something new that we need in life in order to understand what's in our soul contract to be free, and our soul needs to be, on huge other level. So remember now the story about the person who wanted to go astral plane or something that I mentioned at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
With the world and star cards combined, you can do it. With
Yeah.
tower, you have a block. You have a blockage in your way. So you need to allow yourself. Your channels need to be open if you want to, not just to, travel astral or whatever. That's not the point. The point is that if one of your chakra is being blocked, your
Mhm.
whole life might feel like this,
Yeah.
like the tower.
Yeah. I agree with you. Okay. Let's take a look at our Saturn, our crown chakra. Love it. The Magician. The Hermit. It's so interesting because that is both of that is Virgo energy. There is Gemini obviously there too, with the Magician, but so interesting. It's clearly deciding what you want. You have to go deep within. The Hermit is all about searching your soul. And then the manifestation of that, because obviously whatever you feel inside is what you're going to project out. So it's very important that whatever downloads you're getting, whatever it is that you're feeling, you have to process it and recognize that this is going to be put out. So, that's really, really interesting energy that we have two major arcana here that, when I look at yours, it's number 9 card. Think about that. That's a card of solitude. And then I've got the Magician, which is a 1. And then that makes 10. And you have a 1. You have a brand new
And
beginning.
like just to mention, we're going from September to October, which is 9 to 10, which
Yes.
is 1, which
Yes.
means, that this is completing of a cycle. All these things needed to happen in order for us to connect these two fellas over
Yes.
here,
Yes.
Mars and our Saturn, in order to, like be in balance, be generally just be, we need to be here. We need to
Yes.
be under the law of momentum.
Yes.
So who better knows the laws than a hermit, you know?
Absolutely. Really, really interesting. Wow, Miro, I think this was a really great reading. And I think that this week is going to be a very productive week. I think that the key here is to say, don't worry. You don't know what's on the other side. It's all going to be okay. And we can't get in the way of our own happiness. We have to just let it happen.
And just to add that whatever you're processing, whatever you are thinking, you're not alone.
No.
Every single one of human being on this planet is going through same thing. They're
Mhm.
just deciding should I tell or not because it's Mercury retrograde, and we saw how our Mercury is, which means you're not alone. At least you have the right to listen this nonstop if you want. You can comment, under this video, and just, like how the week goes. Leave a comment, and you'll see your progression. Leave it now when you see it the first time this video, and when we come to the next to the end of the week, post another comment just to see the difference, to prove yourself, not to us, me or Kelly, we don't need your proofs, to prove yourself how much you change, how much you shift. It's a good thing.
I agree. I agree. Miro, thank you so much for talking about the chakras this week. I will see you next week.
Thank you, Kelly. Bye bye.